78.6 FM, positive vibes of Winsome. Man, it has been a few weeks since the last time I've been on the radio with you, been on the air. Had a lot going on, though. I can't complain, and I can't wait to share with you this morning everything that has been going on with me, with the journey, with the story, and what's next, right? I'm going to move this bad boy out the way. 78.6 FM, positive vibes, Will Winsome. So much to talk about this morning. Had a very productive week. First week back at work since traveling to the U.S. So as you can imagine, my sleep has been all over the place, right? I was literally from Okinawa to Alabama to Florida. The U.S. is flying all over the place, just trying to make sure that we were educating, encouraging, and inspiring the communities that we were invited to come out and talk to. So, with that being said, what are we talking about today, Winsome? Hey, I'm just catching you up. Today's going to be one of those weekends that I'm just really playing catch up for myself. When I get off the air today, I'm heading out to Kumajima. So, if you guys have never been, I'm going out to Kumajima, which is a 45-minute flight, and or you can take a 2-hour ferry to get there. It's a small island, not too far from here, but it's quiet, it's peaceful, it's beautiful. It's a little cloudy today, but I'm hoping tomorrow clears up just so I can enjoy the weather, enjoy the island. So Kumajima is on the agenda for today. But before I get on that plane, I'm going to give you everything I got. 78.6 FM, it's positive vibes. Amazing opportunity to speak for the Inspire Conference last week. So if you guys aren't tracking, every year for the past couple of years, I have been able to speak for the Inspire Conference, which is normally either at Maxwell Air Force Base, I believe, before they also held it at Randolph Air Force Base. This is in Alabama and in San Antonio. So what I did this year was make sure that we kept it going, right? We had a wonderful opportunity to do some virtual speaking, a hybrid session with the Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force, retired Joanne Bass, some of my teammates from Talent Smart, just really cool guest speaking to go along with the courses that I was teaching for the Inspire Conference. 500 plus were in attendance. I think at our peak, we were at 536, if I'm not mistaken. At our lowest, we were at 300 for that 3-day event. And I will tell you, it was an amazing experience to be able to encourage, to be able to educate. I guess I got to say my line: educate, encourage, and inspire my teammates from all over the globe for this event. So it was really a great experience and opportunity. I can't complain. I will do it all over again, and I will do it every year for free for these guys, right? That was probably the highlight. Aside from, I also had an opportunity to teach for headquarters SOCOM. If you guys aren't tracking, that is in Florida, MacDill Air Force Base in Tampa, Florida. SOCOM is the Special Operations Command. So there's a 2-day invite that I received. Small groups, large groups was the invitation. I just want to say thank you for everyone who showed up. Thank you for everyone who was exposed to the new emotional intelligence, which is exciting for me to share with you the concepts, the information. Of course, the 4 concepts, the primary are the same, but the actionable steps are different. All right. It's a lot of information in there that was shared that people had never heard before. They haven't dove into the new book. They hadn't seen the class before. So just being able to preview it before I come here for the larger launch was exciting for me. And I'll tell you, I can't wait to share that information with this community now that I am back home. What happened while I was gone? So I heard my team here on the island, while I was in the U.S. educating, encouraging, and inspiring, my team, Master Sergeant Derek Miles and Tech Sergeant Jacob Stone, were here participating and speaking for TEDx Okinawa. So I'll send the link for anybody who wants to see my brothers in action. But Derek and Jacob, I'm super proud of you. I can't tell you how proud of you guys I am for representing the team and yourselves. I know you guys put a lot of work and a lot of preparation into that. And I know it wasn't easy, but I know you were excited. And to see how it just played out for you with the weeks of planning that you did from the moment you clicked the button to submit the application, getting your mind wrapped around what you want to say, the preparation, the practice, the motivating and encouraging each other to get up there and be the best version of yourselves, all the work that you put into you so that you can give back and pour into others. That was something to watch, even though I couldn't be here because I was out doing the same in the States, encouraging others. To see you pour it all into that time you had on the stage was amazing to see. And I'm so proud of you. And I can't wait to see what you do with it. Like I said, that's just a start for you. That's just where it begins. What do you do next? How do you build on it? Where do you go from here? So cool. You got the links. You got the little clicks. You can send it out to people. But what do you do to build on that? Now you are a TEDx thought leader. What does that mean to you? How important was it for you to be on that stage? And where do you take it from there? Not just sending out for the clicks and for the, what do you call that? For the, I forget what it's called, when virality of it, if you say something cool. But how do you take that momentum and shift it and continue to grow others with that information? I challenge you, and I can't wait to see what you guys do with it. Let me see what else I'm missing. TEDx USOCOM, the Inspire Conference. It was a great opportunity, man. I'm going to take some of the conversation into today. One of the, I guess, people's favorite quote, and you've heard me say this on the show before, and I'll say it again, is comparison is a thief of joy and an insult to your existence. I'll say that again. Comparison is a thief of joy and an insult to your existence. And I'm going to explain what that means when we come back after the first break. But for this one, my first segment is always about gratitude, catching you guys up what I've been doing and really speaking into what's been going on leading back into this show, right? So another great opportunity I had this past week was to connect with the team from LeadX. Evan, thank you so much. Apparently, the LeadX team is allowing my beautiful words and face and shiny forehead, no pictures. I think it's just an article. But there's going to be a Forbes article being written from my emotional intelligence journey, from teaching, expressing, experiencing, sharing with different communities. What got me to this point and what I'm doing now is what I'm understanding this Forbes article is about to be about. So I am about to be about. It's kind of cool. From what I'm understanding, this Forbes article is about is my journey in EQ, how it started, what I'm using it for, and the impact it has had on the communities that I serve. As you know, my communities are the military communities. So how is my EQ journey and how am I able to impact the military communities that I serve? It's a blessing to be able to share that. I got to go back to the room and write up some things that I may have forgotten, send it over to them. But that was really cool. It's so amazing to know that when you really care about something and you're really serious about making a difference in people's lives, that other people notice. And with that, I want to say thank you to everyone that has supported this journey up to this point. That's what this segment's about. And I would be remiss not to make it continue to be about that. So before I left, we ran a 28-person cohort. So if you guys aren't tracking, the Air Force is into the Department of the Air Force coaching. What that means is that we, as coaches, have an opportunity to help lift up other people who are trying to navigate life. So we help uplift them, help encourage them, and not by, say, the way the therapist would, right? Digging in your past to help you fix your future or your present. What we do is we stay present with you. You drive. We just navigate you through your journey with some powerful questions. We try to help you connect the dots on your own. We don't connect the dots for you. It's not a mentor session. It's not a teacher session. It's not a therapy session. It's a coaching session. Leadership coaches are something that's significant in our community. As an EQ coach, which I really try to help individuals grow on those areas of emotional intelligence that they want to grow in. You got mindfulness coaches, which I also love, being able to educate individuals how to be more mindful, self-aware, educate themselves, right? And be able to be present in whatever they're doing. Being able to help folks through that is as a unique skill, and being able to do it takes discipline, time, and practice. So to be a part of that journey with people, that's what we do. Shout out to Flatter Leadership Academy. Shout out to Flatter Leadership, Dr. J.R. Flatter, myself, and Maria Jose Galvez. Shout out to you too, little sis. we were able to get 28 people through this class 2 weeks ago, right before I left. Shout out to the cadre, to the community that just graduated. Shout out to our new coaches for the APAC coaching. You guys I love your energy. We've done this a few times. There's been a few iterations. There's an existing group, but I would tell you there's something special about this group. This group's energy, this group's engagement, this group's hunger for this opportunity to grow others. It's just beautiful to see. And I love being a part of that. I'll stop time for this, guys, because even when I see something pop up in the chat, no matter what I'm doing, I try to see if I can give it a second to support this journey for them, because it's amazing to see the energy they've been putting into being better for others. Man, if the world worked like that, right? That we have all of these people that just want to be better so they can be better for others. Man, what does this sound like something Dr. King would have been proud of, man? But listen to me, when I say this, I want to say thank you for the 4 days you gave us, the trust you put into us as instructors, for you facilitators, the effort and energy you put into every time we put you in a breakout room, the seriousness that you've put into and the discipline that you put into trying to figure out who you want to be as a coach. Some of you have already started. It's been 2.5 weeks now, right? You guys have already started coaching. I'm so proud of you. We got our live coaches training coming up on Tuesday. I can't wait to see your faces again. We just did your official graduation last week, but that journey itself was amazing. It's such a wonderful thing to be a part of. So to all 28 of our new Flatter Leadership APAC, which is Asian Pacific coaches, I'm proud of you. I'm excited to be a part of this journey with you, and I can't wait to see what you do next. You guys are amazing, and keep it going, because there's nowhere to go from here but up. ACC, PCC, MCC, you know what I'm talking about. All right, so Dr. Flatter, Dr. J.R. Flatter, and the Flatter Leadership team, thank you. Talent Smart took you with me when I went to this Inspire conference. People love thriving through change. Thank you for allowing me to share that and for grooming me, not grooming, for equipping me with the material I needed to go out there and really deliver that to this audience, especially through the transitions that this group was going through. It was very significant. It wasn't just about timing. It was about the message, and I think they really received it well. The engagement was there. Guest speaker Greg Pimpleton, thank you so much for stepping in with your message. They loved it, saying hi to everyone. Appreciate you. We talked about mindfulness, and that was such an awesome session. For the mindfulness session that we did for Inspire, I want to say thank you to Belen Rico for being a part of that. B, that was awesome. Thanks for kicking us off with not just the icebreaker, but opening up the session. We split the session in half, and she gave great energy to the team. The team was really receptive to that information that we gave for the mindfulness session. Once we finished the mindfulness session, it was just nothing but questions like, how do we be a part of? I want to be in your team. Like, that was like some of the coolest feedback that we could ever dream of or wish for. So thank you for that. And during the session, of course, retired Navy SEAL Commander John McCaskill came in with a message. Sir, thank you so much. You know, there's never opportunity that I'm going to approach mindfulness without reaching out to you. Thank you so much for being a role model when it comes to how to navigate mindfulness, and also how to share the gift of mindfulness with others, and how to teach them how to be present and purposeful and intentful with their presence. Thank you, Commander John McCaskill, Navy SEAL retired. You are amazing, and your message really hit home. I can see everybody when I'm looking at the screen, just eyes into it. Thank you for sharing that for us and making our mindfulness lesson that much better. And so that was our week. If you didn't hear, I literally got through the first segment talking about the week that we had last week, because it was an amazing week. I'm tired. I got here, I landed, my voice still isn't back. I got off the plane, and the first thing I wanted was a pillow. I'm telling you, if you have never seen me teach, even when I got to SOCOM that last day, I was done. But if you've never seen me teach and have 5 days of doing it, I leave everything I have and am where I was. I don't take anything home with me. That was my opportunity. So I'm going to give you everything I got. Talk about some of the follow-ups to that session when I get back from this break. But like literally, I was exhausted. But I'm so grateful for the people. I'm so grateful for the opportunity. And I'm so grateful for the journey I think we're all better for it, including me. There's growth involved on my side too. We'll be right back after this break. See you in a second. My teammate had to come help me out. I was in here talking quietly. Thank you so much. It's been a minute. You can tell when I've been gone because, you little things you forget. 78.6 FM, positive vibes with Winsome. We're back. It was an exciting trip last week. The first segment was dedicated to just making sure we talked about it, said thank you, and show gratitude for everyone who was involved in those conversations. I almost forgot a shout out to my team over at the International Coaching Federation. Thank you, Ms. Abner, and everyone else who's reached out to support our graduates and our program here in APAC, the Pacific region, the Asia Pacific team. I am so excited to see what we do next with the International Coaching Federation. That was a wonderful conversation, wonderful follow-up emails, and I'm super excited to see what happens next. So we're getting started. I think that's where all the excitement happens, is this stage where and you can see so many beautiful opportunities to build, to grow, and to educate, encourage, and inspire others in the communities that you serve. And to have the type of support that we have is just something that I never dreamed of. So Ms. Abner and everyone else who responded recently, thank you guys so much for the love, the feedback, the encouragement that we're doing the right thing out here in this region with our coaches. And I can't wait to team with you guys to do some really great things for these folks out here. I wanted to talk about what Inspire triggered. So when I went to Inspire, and I'll be 100% honest with you, traveling from Japan to the U.S. to teach anything, the flight itself is going to tire you out. But when I got into the room with the teams and from all over the world, all over the Air Force, when you're seeing these wonderful faces from all over the world that I think it was, like I said, 500 plus, just looking back at you, giving you engagement, hitting you up with questions and comments, and just the energy that they gave me charged me up. I was so excited to see that they're receiving the information that we were teaching well, that it was resonating with them. It was something special to some of the topics and the way that the flow went. Now, if you guys aren't tracking or you did know, I had 5 different sessions with this group in 3 days. So one of those was Thriving Through Change. We had mindfulness, of course. We had team emotional intelligence, and then we had 2 others. But really being able to connect the dots for these folks when it comes to mindfulness. Started off with mindfulness, which is how we try to start every session when we're doing coaching. So being able to introduce that to them, making sure they understand how it's important to block out the noise sometimes. to be present with what you have, because we know we're taught to not micromanage, to multitask. So if we're taught to multitask, being able to slow down, being able to pause for a second when needed, being able to think before speaking with intentionality. When we're able to do these things, there's a magic behind it. And you're creating new neural pathways in your mind. You're connecting dots that weren't connected before. All the things that we're teaching and utilizing skills from coaching, being able to present that in the mindfulness session. It's not just about yoga and meditation. It's about everything. It's about being present. It's about being who you are in the now. It's about knowing yourself. It dips into self-awareness. All of this was so amazing and such a wonderful opportunity to present to these guys. And it's a part of our Leadership Impact series, but we took it from how we teach it here in the community to this audience. And it was such great feedback. But what I mentioned was they inspired me. So I realized from the audience feedback and the audience engagement and the communication that we need more. So what I'm doing and going to start doing is I created a newsletter. And everybody has a newsletter. I know this is one thing, but no, I really wanted to kind of open up opportunities for people that didn't exist. So if you really enjoy the class, let me open this opportunity up for yourself and others to invite, or should I say, attend other classes. So me and my teammate, Sergeant Miles or Derek, we talked about different ways that we can host virtual classes more frequently. We go out and we travel, we visit, we do all these things, but how do we host virtual sessions? How do we take our Leadership Impact series and give it and scale it to where we're able to hit more audiences like we just did? And how do we open that door? So that's what we're going to do starting this month, September, is we're going to start hosting these Leadership Impact series, these sessions, 60-minute sessions. For me, it's going to be, I believe, 7 o'clock in the morning till 8 o'clock. For the U.S., that's 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But it's time. And I think that's what Inspire did for me. It kind of reminded me, it's like, hey, it's game time. So what we're going to start doing is, instead of us waiting for the opportunity to come to you, we're going to bring you these opportunities and present them more. So not just from the 1 hour virtual impact series sessions, we're going to offer now coaching sessions, one-on-one mentoring sessions. And if you're coming through and you're asking for these mentoring sessions, we're not writing 1206s with you. I'm not doing your award packages. That's not what this is about. This is about if you're really trying to grow, develop, be a better version of yourself. We're opening up space for you to have somebody sit down and listen to you and give advice, feedback, and help you develop those areas that you really want to work on. Not to help you win awards or to write your performance report. That's not what this is about. This is about growth. That stuff you can rely on your normal channels for. This is about growth. And it's open to military and civilians. So once it's launched for the radio show, of course, for my audience and anyone listening, I'll let you know how to get involved too. But really, to our audience and the community that we serve, I really wanted to provide something more. So it's game time. Game has changed. Newsletter is just the start. With that, it's going to highlight all those opportunities I mentioned, other ways to get classes, how to get certified. It's really something that's really near and dear to my heart to get started. So I didn't want to waste any time. So I already started drafting it. Another motivation for me, a few years back, I had thought about starting my own business. And I want to thank all of my mentors who've been really, I guess, on me about getting it going again. So as of last week, it's game time. Like I said, Guiding Light Global, my new business, has now officially is public now. And I can't tell you how excited I am to be able to say that. I have my own business, right? So this is really something that I think when I'm encouraging others, and I've been coaching so many people to get their business started. I've literally started business for many other people, about 10, 15, if I'm counting correctly, have started theirs, launched theirs, and started moving. It's my turn. It's my time. So I relaunched what I had started 3 years ago. Guiding Light Global, LLC, is now an official business. It's going to have everything we're offering right now and more. So this newsletter is twofold. It's important to me because Now I'm launching. Now I'm sharing information with people so they know how to get in contact with me, how to be a part of what we're building, and how to help us ensure that we're educating, encouraging, and inspiring more people. We're moving this out of not just this community, but we're branching out. So I'm really excited to share that with you. Really excited to see what happens with that. I'm taking this weekend, as I told you, to kind of get my mind wrapped around what I want to do with this now. But it's game time. I'm really excited to share that with you, and really excited of the team that's helped me put this together, the shared visions, and the mentors who have really been helping me and guiding my steps as I'm really trying to make sure I do this right. It's scary. A lot of people talk about making these moves, and it's scary to really do it. And it's so overwhelming when you get to the point where you're like, wow, it's happening, right? So what do you do next? And that's where I'm at. But I can't wait to see what happens next and to share that with you along the way. 78.6 FM, positive vibes of Winsome. I told you a lot in the last two sets. Man, I'm trying to tell you. So we've had Inspire, we've gone to SOCOM, we've come back. My team did the TEDx, the radio show. I am on the American Forces Network on Tuesday. So Tuesday for me, it's 06 to 07 Japan Standard Time. For you that in the East Coast, that's 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Japan Standard Time. Y'all can dial it back from there. I'll put it in the chat. I'm going to be speaking about, let's see, what was I talking about this week? I don't even remember. I think it was self-awareness, if I'm not mistaken, the truth about self-awareness. And if it's not, then it's going to be something along those lines. But I really want to make sure that we're breaking down the components of EQ, and not just trying to tackle it all at once, but breaking it down by components. And the way I'm approaching it on the segment is going to be part of the Leadership Impact series. So bam, this month we're teaching this. This is the messaging, and this is a quick breakdown of what it is. So I get to spend an hour with our radio listeners. I want to say it's self-awareness. If it's not, forgive me. Point is, your brother's going to be on the American Forces Network on Tuesday, Japan Standard Time, 06 a.m. to 7 a.m., which for you is 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I look forward to getting your feedback. Dial it back with the time zones. I'm not breaking them all down here, but I would love to have your feedback and how it sounded, because we take all of this information and we make the course that much better. So I really can't wait to see who tunes in, who throws me a message and says, hey, Winston, I heard you. I got you. And I'd rather be nowhere else than here trying to encourage you. 78.6 FM, positive vibes of Winston. A lot has been going on in the world while we've been gone. A lot's been going on in the world. A lot's been going on with just everything in general. Like, there's a lot of storylines happening all at once. A lot of movies that are playing out. For me, it's wonderful to know that my oldest son is up the street, right? Big boy's up the street in the Air Force now, aiming high. I'm going to see him soon, take some pictures together. He wants to go to, what's the name of that place? What's it called? Yeah, I forget. He wants to go somewhere in mainland Japan. It's not Aomori. It's somewhere else, right? Yeah, so up there in mainland, you know, with what we do for a living, we're limited on where we can go on the weekends and for our breaks. But he wants to do something up there and something in the other location away from Okinawa. So I'm excited about that next month. It gives me something to look forward to, and that's family time. So I'm excited to see him. 78.6 FM. Positive vibes of Winston. When we come back, we're finally going to talk about comparison is a thief of joy and an insult to your existence. I'll be right back after this break. I'll see you in a minute. Comparison. 78.6 FM, positive vibes with some. I always try to smile when I bring the video back. So, what are we talking about? And I will tell you one of the comments or one of the phrases that I guess you call it a quote. One of the quotes that resonate. What's quotes? What is quotes? One of the quotes that resonated the most with the audience last week was that comparison is a thief of joy and an insult to your existence. And I want you to think about that for a second because it's so true. Comparison is a thief of joy and an insult to your existence. One of the questions that comes up is, how did you achieve what you achieved in your career and do what you do, et cetera, et cetera? And I told people I focused on my finish line and I cheered others along the way. It was never about what's going on in his finish, in his race. Why is he striding this way? How come he runs faster than me? How come this person's got a better pace than me? It was never about that. It was always check in for my finish line. What am I trying to achieve? Where am I trying to go? What am I trying to become? And once I focused in on that, and once I had a target that I can see, and I started reverse engineering from that target, my life changed. When I wasn't competing, I was collaborating. When I wasn't fighting, I was thriving. You see, I stopped competing with others. I started fighting other people's and stopped challenging people, because when you're young, you're just competitive. You're hungry. You want to get out there. But when you reach a point to when you're aware of who you are as a person, as an individual, what your finish line is, what your target is. And yes, targets change over time because as you grow, you have different goals for yourself. However, when I realized what those were and when I identified who I was, what my why was, what motivated me, what drove me, then I started fighting for those things instead of what other people were doing or what's going on to the left and to the right of me. I blocked out the noise and I started focusing on where I was trying to go. And I shared that with this audience, and I told them, I said, there's a lot of things happening around you that make it easy to get distracted. You get social media to what's happening in the news, to what's happening at work with other people, to decisions that are being made above your pay grade. But when you focus on your locus of control, when you focus on your movie, when you focus on why you put your 10 feet or 10 toes, on the ground and why you do what you do, when you focus on what did I miss and how do I be better than I was yesterday, when you focus on how do I get where I'm trying to go and how do I encourage others to keep fighting after I've fought for myself. You see, because at a point you get to a point where it's not about you. Especially when you start having kids, especially when you start being a leader. It's not about you anymore. It's about the legacy that you leave. Then you start questioning, how do I make this journey the strongest legacy possible? One of mine is seeing that big head boy up in Misawa Air Base right now in mainland Japan. That's legacy. That's someone who literally watched me climb. Saw all the slips and falls, saw all the missed rocks, watched me climb, and said, I want to do that. If he can, I can too. What does that look like in your own journey or in your world or in your story when you're navigating this world, this movie of yours, this life? How are you reaching back and pulling others with you? But Winston, you said run your own race, your race, your finish line, that can be part of your story. You grew, and now you're focused on growing others. There's things that we build on my team right now that we'll never see actually happen. What do they say? We're planting trees right now that we will never see the shade of. But we know that it'll have an impact on somebody when we're gone. We know that what we build right now will change the life of somebody coming after us. We know that the energy that we put into these leaders, these people, these parents, these brothers and sisters that we teach, that we support and encourage every single day, that they're going to take these things home. They're going to be better at home. They're going to be better for their families, for their friends. that next base. Maybe we won't see the change right now, but we planted a seed that when they get to their next location, it adds up and it's growing in them. They remember something we said or a part that's resonated with them, and they're using that. You see, all of this matters in your movie, in your story. What are you building? Who are you trying to become? What do you want people to remember about you? What do you want them to say when it's all said and done? Hey, he was cool. He was a good person. He was all right. She was cool. Hey, it sucks that she left. Oh, wow. We lost a good one. That was a good person. You start seeing stories all the time about character. I just saw a recent one, and I'm not going to get into the conversations, but I'll say a perfect example of this. When it talks about had a great story, but not such a great character, came back to haunt them at the end, like Hulk Hogan. And that's all I have to say. Without even getting into the story, I will tell you, what is the story you're telling? And it doesn't stop after you've hit a milestone or after you've done something great. You don't stop being a good person. That means you have more of a responsibility with eyes on you to be a good person. And it's not always easy. There's opportunities out here. There's desires, distractions. There's people who will try to pull you away from what your vision of yourself is or for yourself is. There's situations that will try to pull you away from your goals. There's people who will try to distract you. There are a lot of people who, because they can't do it, they don't want you to. That doesn't mean you stop. That doesn't mean you change course. That doesn't mean you stop eyeing the prize. But the key is to stop comparing your journey to others. The key is stop worrying about what's happening in those lanes and focus on you. You see, when you start comparing yourself to what others have and what you don't have, then you start spending time mentally on those things. Your mind goes wherever you direct it. If you're directing yourself to the left and to the right, then your mind has just gone away to what's in front of you. But when you're focused on where your goal, your vision, your dream, and what you want, I guarantee you, it doesn't matter what they have. When you're chasing what you want and you get it, and when you receive it, you've done so many little things that are amazing for yourself, for your mental health, for your resilience, for your growth, that you'll surprise yourself on the other side. I had a friend who just posted something about climbing a mountain 9 years ago. And it was a cute post. He was explaining, even though when he got to the top of the mountain, he was expecting all of these beautiful views at the top of the mountain because of everyone else's story and pictures and photos from this same climb. When they got to the top, it was just beautiful horizon colors and views and clouds. It was perfect on their pictures. But when he got to the top, it was zero visibility. He couldn't see anything. He got to the top of this hard climb, and it was foggy. It was cloudy. It wasn't pretty. But what he said he realized was it wasn't the view at the top. It was the climb, the journey, the experience. The doubt that he had in his mind before he took that first step no longer existed. When he got to the top of the mountain, maybe the view wasn't that beautiful, but guess what? He grew from that whole experience. He's stronger for it. Guess what he told himself in his mind when he got to the top? I can do this. And one of my favorite things I tell people I'm coaching, when you get to the top of that mountain, don't stop there. Look for another mountain. Because if you can do this, you can do whatever you put your mind to. And I love it for him because when he shared that, even though this was 9 years ago, he's continued throughout all aspects of his life to challenge himself and to believe in himself. So I tell you this, perfect example, doesn't matter what their pictures look like. What was your story? What was your fight? What was your why? Why'd you want to climb that mountain in the first place? Was it to get pretty pictures? Or was it to tell yourself that I can do this? People probably won't believe that I can climb this mountain. I probably don't even believe that I can get to the top of this mountain. But when I do, it's over now. Imagine this. 10 years ago, I had a vision when I was watching, I forget what radio show host it was, but I'm watching them and I was like, that'd be cool to do that someday. But those, what do you call that? That self-talk was, you'll never be able to do that. Nah, man, that's out your wheelhouse. Nah, you don't have the connections for that. Nah, bro, you don't have the energy. Nah, bro, you don't have the time. All those things were surrounding my thought process until I actually saw the opportunity and I saw the reality and I started telling myself, you actually can do this. When I started picturing it, it's probably not as impossible as you think. When I started planning it, I can do this. When I started doing it, I'm here. When I started moving, what else can I do? You see, when you achieve your goals, when you achieve your dreams, and you take that first step, when you believe in yourself, you're building confidence in yourself. When you block out the noise, when you block out the distractions, when you focus on your finish line, when you stop worrying about what's happening to the left and to the right of you and behind you, because I always tell you, when you look back, all you're doing is hurting your neck. But when you're focused on where you're trying to be, when you're present right now and you're aware and you're honest of who you are right now, your strengths and your weaknesses, and you use that to take those next steps, what happens is you will surprise yourself. Because everybody listening is capable of doing great things. The key is, are you comparing yourself to other greatness or the greatness within you? The greatness that will surprise you. That's the difference. We are all capable of doing great things. You define what great is for you. 78.6 FM, positive vibes of Winsome. I would rather be nowhere else than right here with you, encouraging you to be the best version of you. For me, I just get excited to wake up every day trying to be better than I was yesterday. I get excited to get up, and when I make it to the gym and finish a workout, even if it was just 30 minutes, I did that. When I get up and I eat 3 meals a day, I did that. I get excited. Like, yeah, I ate 3 times a day. When I drink the whole bottle of water that I buy in the morning, I did that. It's sad, but I'm clapping for myself. And it gives me energy and it actually gives me confidence to want to do it tomorrow and to continue doing that. I have a teammate in the room. She'll tell you, when I started eating and I started seeing the changes in my body, when I stopped eating certain foods or going to my favorite spots because I'm eating certain foods to get to a certain goal, to look a certain way, to feel a certain way. And then I started seeing it happening. It built confidence. It's like, I can do this. Started seeing your arms grow a little bit when you go to the gym. You want to do more. You have to do it, accomplish it, achieve it, be consistent. Believe in yourself. And if you do that, when you actually start believing in yourself, because you got that positive self-talk, you got that proof of concept, meaning you've shown yourself you can, you've continued to build up on what you started, you already gave yourself a foundation, you believe and you're taking action. Because I can believe all day I can do something, but until I actually do it, see it, complete it, and know that I can't go from there. But when I do it, know that I can accomplish it, I'm moving forward. I'm building on this. My foundation is strong. I know I can do this. I've climbed that mountain. Let me get ready for Fuji. I've climbed Fuji. Let me get ready. You see where I'm going? It is really who you are inside, fighting to come out, because I know inside of your heart and chest, you know there's more. You know you can be more, do more, and become more. The goal is to bring all that out so that the world can see it. And again, get over yourself. It's not about you. Because at a certain part of your story, it's who's watching you do those amazing things. Because when your story is over, it's their turn. It's legacy. We'll be right back after this break. I need to eat something. 78.6 FM, positive vibes of Winsome. I'll start making shorts out of this. Another goal that I have is to do the YouTube channel. I've been talking about these things for a long time. It's always small steps, right? Piecing it together, seeing how things work. I don't care about algorithms. I don't care about views and viral moments and all this stuff. It's just about making sure the information is out there, because when people are trying to grow, they need a source to figure out what it looks like. And encouragement is always helpful. So if I can encourage anyone, doesn't matter if it's 5 people, if I can encourage anyone, I want to make sure that the opportunity exists to do so. 78.6 FM, positive vibes with purpose. I guess I changed the name. Positive vibes with Winsome. I need to eat something, right? I went to the gym right before this. My energy level was up. Had some Honey Nut Cheerios on the way back to the crib. Changed and came to the radio show. I will tell you that today was a wonderful morning. It may not be the prettiest outside, as you guys saw from the video in between session, but it's a beautiful day. It's a new day. I have a new opportunity to be here, to be alive. The greens out there are still the greenest greens that I love to see. The water is still the bluest blues, different colors. Going over to Kumajima this afternoon, I still get to get on a plane and just decompress as I go through all the paperwork and all the things I need to do to get this business moving. I really wanted to just create a space as I'm teaching mindfulness and presence. I really wanted to create a space just to focus. And I'm so excited that I have an opportunity and I am able to break away and do that. Another topic that came up was people being called woke. People being called woke. And I want to say this real quick. And I'm not going to say that I take this as an insult, because I know the difference between being woke and being aware. So let's just go ahead and say what that is. If you're taking woke as an ideology or opinionated group of people, cool. However, being an aware person is someone who wakes up in the morning and pays attention to what's going on around them. Someone who listens and interprets information, listens to both sides and both perspectives of the information, and interprets the information correctly based on the evidence being provided. That person is aware. I teach self-awareness. Self-awareness covers not just internal self-awareness, but external self-awareness. Talks about being aware of who you are, and also, are you paying attention to how other people see you? Are you getting feedback? So if we're able to flip that and talk about life, let's talk about awareness. Awareness, yes, awareness of what's going on in your world, your movie, and also paying attention to what's going on in the world around you. There is absolutely nothing wrong with being aware of your surroundings and what's happening in the world today. And I encourage each and every person listening to Positive Vibes Radio Show to be aware of what's going on in the world today. So that means taking in information from sources. There are outlets and information that give you a balanced view, but I guarantee understanding perspectives and being able to make your own opinion based on information from all perspectives is the best way to be aware. You find time for it. I tell you, I guess the best way to put it is I don't obsess with information and news and outlines and hot news flashes. No, I don't do that. I pay attention certain times throughout the week. Let me see what's going on in the world today. And I get different perspectives on things that intrigue me, things that affect me, things that affect my kids, things that affect my job, things that affect my future. Excuse me, my future. Woo, sorry, allergies. But I pay attention to those things. You want to know especially when you're trying to navigate life, when you're trying to navigate your next steps, when you're trying to navigate work, when you're trying to navigate finances, when you're trying to navigate travel, when you're trying to navigate family. You want to know what's going on around you. You want to be aware of it. You don't want to be blind, and you don't want to be caught off guard. You don't want to be surprised, and you do still want to focus in on your locus of control. What is it that you control? Think about this. Now, I'm not speaking specifics, and I won't, because the show has never been about that. Positive Vibes is all about bringing positive energy and positive information. But I do want you to know that there is a significant difference, and don't let anyone ever categorize you as being woke when what you are actually being is aware of what's happening, not opinionated, not formulating or exacting your thoughts and your own personal views. But when you're just paying attention and understanding and analyzing and being a realist about what's happening in the world around you, you are aware. Now, that's also the term we use for self-awareness. If you ever want to get in the class, jump in. I'd love to teach you. We talk about what kind of person you are, right? Are you aware? Are you a pleaser? These are just two examples of one of the four domains of self-awareness, right? And this goes on a high-low scale. I think I might have covered this before a few weeks back. But I really want you, if you guys have the chance, to tune in and understand what it means to be self-aware. And I think I wanted to break these down because when we're teaching emotional intelligence, we kind of lump everything in together. And when we lump everything in together, we're teaching all of the concepts together. So you're teaching self-awareness with self-management, with emotional relational management, self-awareness, self-management, relationship management, and social awareness. We're kind of lumping them all in together when we're teaching this class. We're just teaching one long block, right? What I want to do is I wanted to pull those important concepts out from each one that matter to you as a person, as a human being, as an individual. Because there's so many things that in between the lines are important, so many things you can build off of, going different directions on, that I wanted to make sure we capture that in its own session, not one long session. And everything's actionable, right? So, of course, of those four concepts, there are actionable steps for each one. How to be more self-aware, how to manage relationships, how to be more socially aware, and how to manage yourself. There are actionable steps, but in my classes, there's so much more. So I can't wait to share those with you as we launch our virtual sessions, and it's called the Leadership Impact Series. It was going to be called the EQ Impact Series, but it's not. I might change it. I just might call it the Impact Series. Who knows? You'll see when you get the email. But I will definitely share next weekend when we come back how to register for the newsletter, how to be a part of the classes, the virtual sessions. I can't wait to share that with you and to see your smiling faces in class from all over the world. 78.6 FM, Positive Vibes of Winsome. One last time, thank you to the Inspire team, everybody who attended, all of the individuals who put that together, all the individuals who hit me back with some feedback after, some love, who enjoyed it. Thank you for my co-facilitator, Belen Rico. Thank you so much for being a part of that journey from this year and all the years in the past and prior to this, for helping me make it special for everyone who attended. The folks who put this together, I hope we do it in person next year. If not, thank you regardless of allowing us to be a part of it. It's such a magical journey. For my headquarters SOCOM teammates and MacDill Air Force Base, Shatoria Davis, my sister, about to retire, I am so grateful to be a part of this journey with you. Thank you for the invitation. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of the growth journey for your teams out there. I'm really excited for you. I know your next chapter is going to be incredible, and I can't wait to hear stories about it as we catch up like we always do. 78.6 FM, Positive Vibes of Winsome. You already know what I'm doing with the rest of my long weekend. Going to Kumajima, making sure this business is tight, making sure the rollout is good, from the website to the logo to the business, the banking, all of these good things, and then planning my trip with my son next month. I can't wait to see you guys next week. You are loved, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. See you soon. Bye.